I'm back with another book review. This time it's all you need to know about the music business. The 11th edition by Donald S. Passman. I came across this book because I was listening to a podcast, like a little podcast or whatever, a few months ago. And the guy at the end of the video suggested this book about how people should launch their music career and whatnot. And he said this is basically a lot of people refer to this book as the Bible of the music industry. I think that even says it on here. The Industry Bible, Los Angeles Times. The book is a 511 plus pages of a lot of well-needed information. And let me tell you guys about this book. Definitely, there will be some parts of this book that you go through that are going to make you really realize the thing that Master P says. Master P says, even though he's not mentioned in this book, I listen to a lot of Master P, and he says that the music business, and once you become an artist, is 90% business, 10% talent. And that's true. This book can get a little overwhelming when it comes to pursuing your dreams, your talents, your skills, all that stuff, because it's not about how great of an artist you are. That'll get you looked at. But the business will tear you apart if you do not know where you're going. The business will tear you apart. You could be a very great, and it answers a lot of questions for a lot of people. Like, I'm a big lyricist person. I listen to a lot of people, or even pop artists, people back in the day, people in the early 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. And it's like, man, these people were talented. Why did they stop? A lot of these people get fed up with the music business. There's a lot of money grabbing that you yourself, being the star, people get paid so much money off of just you, and you get a small percentage. But when you have the machine take care of you, and then it puts you on tour, puts you on billboards, it puts you on posters, it puts you on this large platform, of course a lot of people got to get paid for that. And once you come across certain things in this book and the realities of making it in the music industry, it can be discouraging for a lot of people, because you think that it's just your 10,000 hours that you put in, when you've got to know the business, and you wonder why a lot of people get ripped off in this industry. A lot of people decide to get out of the industry. A lot of people lose love for the industry, and I understand it. But as long as you educate yourself on what goes on in the business, you have a great lawyer, a great manager, a great team, great mindset, and all that stuff, you can navigate through the music business. And one thing I love about this book is that it also says why artists have more power than ever in history. Why do you think that is? Because the internet and technology. TikTok is brought up a lot in here too. And I'm not going to lie, there's a lot of songs that I've came across on TikTok, people that I follow, or like viral TikTok videos. And it's like, man, who made this song? And it's crazy because some of these songs are new to me, but some of these songs were like 8 years ago. And it's crazy because as an independent artist, you made a song years ago, and then all of a sudden when TikTok comes through, it blows your song up to proportions that you thought it would be the first year that you dropped it. So it's crazy. Like 511 pages. I took a lot of note in here, but I don't want to make this too long, because even though I took a lot of note from reading this book, I don't want it to stop you or prevent you from getting this book as well. So I got to give a shout out to Donald S. Passman, which it shows as a picture in here, along with my notes on the side. But that's the author, and he's a lawyer in the music business. And that's something that you need once you get in the music business. But yeah, it just talks about a lot about range of royalties, mixing and mastering. Also, when you're signed to a major record label, it's on you to choose the producer. It's crazy. I never knew that. Networking with others and utilizing Reddit. You want to get on there too. Also, he provides a lot of music websites for people to get on there and to keep track of certain artists, how much they're making, like sales that come out the first week, to also network and get along with other people. What else does it say? Basically, with a large following, you have room for a lot of negotiation. So, with that being said, as you put in the work within your music, you've also got to build a strong following before you get signed or before you get phenomenal numbers. Once you have, and that's one thing Logic said. When I used to listen to a lot of Logic, the one thing that he said is that it's all about the fans. It's not about the record sales. Okay, that's the truth, because if you have a large following, record companies look out for that. Not only are they looking out for a song and the potential and the beat, if you already have a large following, you have the right to make more negotiations. When I mean negotiations, what's that term that Logic says? They use it in his book too, is creative control. Why do you think there's a lot of artists, you love their underground stuff, and then once they become mainstream, it's like, this is none of the stuff that made me a fan. This is none of the stuff that you talked about that made me like you. So once you have a large following, you have more negotiation, you have more lead room, and you have more creative control. You do not want to lose passion for your music when it's not even you. And that's another crazy thing too. A lot of people come into the music industry and they're not writing or making music about the stuff that they passionately love, or the stuff that got them in love with music. If once you lose the love for music, it's like, what's the point of you even doing this? The point of you doing this is just for music, for money right now. Money cannot bring you love. You got to have love for the music. And the sad thing, when it comes back to why artists have more power than ever in history, is that that's a double-edged sword, because the power of the internet could propel you, but at the same time, there's a lot of people that get into the music industry. I could give you a handful of names that blew up way too fast, and they didn't have the appreciation for it. And it's just as fast as they got a big rising name in the music industry, you forgot about them. You forgot about them because the internet it brings an instantaneous result to a lot of people, and they forget that, or they don't even know that if it came that easy, it could go that easy as well. So yeah, you gotta negotiate in power. Make sure you hustle until you are found. Or whatever you want to do. If you want to get signed to a major record label, or if you want to have an independent record label. It says, talks about profit shares, talks about Fortnite. Fortnite's even brought up in here, for example. And I know that's a popular game. I know a lot of big mainstream artists have been featured in that video game, which is a lot of money to them. But there's also a lot of business and contracts that goes on behind that as well. So keep that in mind. What else? The importance of distribution deals. I know that Master P once talked about that as well. And he said that he talked to Michael Jackson's lawyer at the time about that. How you could get your music in documentaries and on streaming services. Even paper greeting cards get an artist paid. That's amazing. Jingles, the food that you eat, the fast food. What else did I write down? Registering your songs is vital and a must. Understanding band contract deals. Oh yeah, that's another thing that opened my mind. When you are signed to a major record company and you have multiple people in your group, in your band or whatever, I don't know how these fools survive, because you're already probably getting 10% off of your sales and whatnot. And plus with streaming, a lot of people are trying to say that streaming is a good thing. Some people are saying that it robs the artist. I'm coming across a lot of information that says that it robs the artist. So when you're in a band with multiple people and you're only getting a percentage of the music that you make, just imagine how much the percentage that you get when you're in a band and you got to split between 3 to 5 people or even more. So yeah, the money is basically it's the appeal and you being on TV that makes you look like you're richer than what you are. Talks about deposit money for shows. You always want to get half of your deposit money up front and then get the other half after the show. You don't want to trust these. Some of these promoters will rip you off. There's been several cases of that. Yeah, basically, the main thing is get to know your music, get to know your business, and not only that, you want to have control. You want to have leadway. Do not jump into the music industry way too fast. Build up a following, get to learn more about the music, and then go from there. Or else it's going to be a hellacious experience for you. You're going to see why there are not too many superstars. There's a difference between a star and a superstar. There's not too many superstars. And a lot of people lose love and respect for the music because of the business. It's not just because their album sales didn't do well. It's because of all the that they had to go through in order to drop this album. And it's so amazing to me because there's this thing that I've been doing lately. And I'll see the discography of people that I listen to. For instance, Nelly. Nelly was huge back in the early 2000s. Same with Eminem. And I go back to their discography on Google, and the music industry has this trend of doing. Sorry, I got the hiccups. The music industry has this trend of releasing an album every 2 years. The reason why they do that is because once they get the buzz on the album, they do at least a year of touring. Then after they come back from that year, they have a year to record. And then it also makes me realize, like, there's a lot of artists that their first album is either make or break. Even though a lot of these people are still superstars, that first album outperformed any other album after that, most of the time. So yeah, a lot of people do not become discouraged. If music is your passion, if writing is your passion, if that's what you truly want to do, the best thing that you can do is become familiar with the business of music, or else it is going to destroy you. You're going to get into it, and you're going to have so many false hopes. Also, listen to interviews by your favorite artist. And not only just your favorite current artist, go back to the people that you studied, and you learn a lot from that too. You learn a lot from people that are no longer under their contract, and once their contract's up, guess what? They could be 100% completely honest about the music industry. A lot of people just want to hear about the music industry. Oh, they got signed, and here they are. That's the best thing. You need to know the good and the bad of being in the music industry. Once again, just finished this book, 511 pages plus of all you need to know about the music business, revised and updated, 11th edition by Donald S. Passman. Now it's on to the next book. What book I'm going to read next? Stay tuned. Asiago, I'm out of here. God, yeah.